Do you know what I'm going to say? It's very, very important. In fact, some might say it's the secret. I might even get on Oprah for this. What's the secret of off-season? It's a core idea. I want you to have fun. I want you to have fun. Kill the boredom. It shouldn't be zone 2, zone 2, zone 2. Infuse enjoyment. Flex. Keep consistency alive. When you keep consistency alive, it's going to break through. Jess, a marathoner. We're talking a lot, a marathoner. That sounds very American, doesn't it? I would say a marathon athlete. But there you go. Anyway, Jess used to hate winter training. She would grind and grind and grind lonely miles in the cold. And what starts to happen? She starts to build a negative relationship with her sport. She's committed, but she's losing motivation. And by the time you hit spring, well, just like Mark, flat. And so when she joined Purple Patch, we encourage her, swap. Swap what? She said. Swap one of your big sessions. Don't go for that massive long run. Instead, take your kids out. Go for a hike. 2-3 hours. You've got teenage kids. Go and take them on a hike. Get them outside. Enjoy it. And just by that shift, the rest of her running was actually suitably enjoyable because it was kind of hers. And it was short and it was frequent and it didn't feel too dominating. Now replace that long run with a couple of central strength sessions. And that's all she did. Her habits were pretty good in her case. And so she just had a real focus. And she got to do something that was fun, liberating, and family friendly. She got to share her journey with her kids and she had lots of fun conversations. It was really additive, really important. Now, for some of you listening, that might sound like a horror show. But for Jess, it was really, really powerful. You know what happened? She didn't lose fitness. She wasn't behind the 8 ball. Instead, she found joy. And she came back with a good platform, improved strength and conditioning as a foundation. She also even had positive shifts in body composition because she had a heightened prototype. She could bring more to her strength. And most importantly, she came back more motivated than ever. In other words, this is just a small vignette to highlight that this phase of training should not be about the grind. It should have a ton of flex and it should include a host of different activities. Much of it should be soul-filling. I coach a nice gentleman in Geneva who loves to go ski touring. So we do it every single weekend. He goes up to Verbier. He goes on his cross-country skiing or his ski touring, loads of different components, but his focus is triathlon. But it's good. One of the most successful professional triathletes that I ever coached, Jesse Thomas, hardly used to run. In off-season, he would just do an amateur type thing, short, frequent runs. But he would do a bunch of cross-country skiing. Sami Inkinen, that you've heard me talk about before, he came from a background of cross-country skiing. Whenever he could take the opportunity, he would leverage that over the course of off-season. This is important and fun stuff. It keeps it fresh. It prevents burnout. It keeps you engaged without all of those races. But you're still building consistency. And that's the word. And so how do we do it at Purple Patch? Well, firstly, we build many of the weekend sessions with high flex. Great time to go out for a hike, cross-country skiing. You're going to go out on mountain bike if you want to. We also infuse it into the actual fabric of the specific training sessions that we do. Hosting live rides and workouts, both on the weekend and throughout the week. These are powerful, but they're also fun. Because guess what? It might come through on this show sometimes, but I kind of like to have fun. And we are deadly serious about your progression. Every athlete that we guide, it is our number one priority to make sure that you're successful. But there's also something powerful around looking forward to training. To be able to take the time when the pressure is off to have fun. We also really infuse the coaches right now. I'd say that the coaches are most active in off-season for connection, for feedback, for guidance, for stories. What are we seeing out there in the world of performance? And we like to put in some really good community challenges. It's pretty simple stuff as we kicked off the show, habit development. But developing some nice accountability partnerships and community challenges makes it fun. And then, of course, we infuse those soul-filling activities. Go play. You'll read that in some of your sessions. Go play. It's additive. Make sure that what you're doing buoys up your soul, your life. And by the way, it's also positive to your physiology. And here's the irony about all of this. This is the time of the year when many athletes finish their races and they think, all right, now's the time to go alone. They leave their coaches. Now, we have a little less of a challenge with this at Purple Patch because we've got a consistent year-round program. But a lot of athletes out there choose this at the end of their race to leave. But ironically, this is when they need their coaches most. It's like when the sun goes down and it gets dark and you turn the lights off. It doesn't make any sense at all, because this is where the fun can begin. But most importantly, this is when you are, as an athlete, building the ecosystem. You're building the framework. You're going to stay on and drive to consistency, and consistency becomes effortless. And so what I would encourage you in off-season is don't just carry on the grind. You should schedule one activity that's a little bit out of the box. Do something that excites you, that's different, that represents a different challenge. Maybe it's doing a rowing ergometer. Maybe it's a stair climber in the gym. Maybe it's going for a hike. Maybe it's going gravel riding, whatever it might be. But something that has nothing to do with FTP, zone 2 heart rate, metrics globally. It's not even doing it for the pursuit of performance in your chosen discipline, but is indeed additive.